Hello everyone, welcome back to our online class. Last class we discussed Bepin Choudhury's lapse of memory. So we had learned that Bepin Choudhury wanted to know what happened to him, so he wanted to visit Ranchi, whether he remember the things or not. He wanted to check whether he visited Ranchi or not. So he took a ticket to Ranchi that evening and he went to there. Getting off the train at Ranchi next morning, he realized at once that he had never been there before. When he reached there, he understood it. No, I didn't come here. He came out of the station, took a taxi and drove around the town for a while. He took a taxi and he traveled around the town. He realized that the streets, the buildings, the hotels, the bazaars, the Morabadi hill, with none of these had he the slightest acquaintance. That means he didn't remember these anything. He didn't come there. He didn't come to that place. Would a trip to Choudhury Falls help? He didn't believe so. But at the same time, he didn't wish to live with the feeling that he hadn't tried enough. So he arranged for a car and left for Choudhury in the afternoon. So he thought, if I go to Choudhury Falls, did I remember? He didn't feel so, but even though he thought it, without trying it, I should not leave it. At 5 o'clock the same evening in Choudhury, two Gujarati gentlemen from a group of picnickers discovered Bepin Babu lying unconscious beside a boulder. Bottom is a shade, a bush. When he came round, the first big thing Bepin Babu said was, "I'm finished, there is no hope left." So, two Gujarati gentlemen, those who came from picnickers, so they found Bepin Babu. He was lying unconscious near a shade of the tree. Next morning, Bepin Babu was back in Calcutta. He realized that there was truly no hope for him. He understood he couldn't remember he visited Ranchi. Soon he would lose everything. He understood he was going to lose everything. His will to work, his confidence, his ability, his balance of mind. Was he going to end up the asylum? Asylum is the place of safety. Bepin Babu couldn't think anymore. He couldn't think anymore because he was going to lose everything. Back home, he rang up Dr. Chanda and asked him to come over. Then, after a shower, he got into bed with an ice bag clamped on his head. Just then, the servant brought him a letter which someone had left in the letterbox, a greenish envelope with his name in a red ink on it. So he understood he is going to lose everything. He called Dr. Chanda. He asked him to come here. Suddenly, so he took a bath and kept an ice bag on his head. And he was taking rest. Suddenly his servant came and said, there was a letter for him, a green colored envelope, and it has his name is written on red ink. What will be there in the letter? So even though he was feeling very not very good, he decided to read it. Above the name it said, urgent and confidential. It was written urgent and confidential, secret. In spite of his condition, Bepin Babu had a feeling that he ought to go through the letter. He tore open the envelope and took out the letter. This is what he read. So he wanted to, even though he was not feeling good, he was feeling very tired. He thought he lost everything. Even though he thought he wanted to read the letter. What is in the letter? We can check. It was written there. Dear Bepin, I had no idea that affluence would bring about the kind of change in you that it has done. Affluence means the money and other things that he has. So I didn't think that you will get a change like this by getting rich, become rich. Was it so difficult for you to help out an old friend down on his luck? So he's asking, is it difficult for you to help an old friend who was down in his luck? I have no money, so my resources are limited. What I have is imagination, a part of which I use it in retribution of your unfeeling behavior, retribution of as a punishment for. So I have no money, but I have imagination. I use that imagination to give you a punishment. Well, you will be all right again now. A novel I have written is being considered by a publisher. I have written a novel that is considered by a publisher. If he likes it enough, it will see me through the next few months. So if that publisher like my story, then he will publish it. Then that money I will get. With that money I can live a few months more. So this was a punishment by the Chunilal, US Chunilal. That was the letter he has read. So what happened there in that letter? So here uh, Chunilal thinks that he didn't, who our Bepin Choudhury didn't help him, so he played a game on him. When Dr. Chanda came, Bepin Babu said, I am fine. It all came back as soon as I got off the train at Ranchi. So when doctor came, he said, yes, I'm fine. Everything came back into my mind. I remember everything. A unique case, said Dr. Chanda. I shall certainly write about it in a medical journal. So he said, it's a unique case. So I will write about it in medical magazine. The reason why I sent you for, said Bepin Babu, is that I have a pain in the hip from a fall I had in Ranchi. If you could prescribe a painkiller. So when he came, he asked the doctor. I remember everything. When I reached there, I remember everything. I reached Ranchi, I remember everything. I recollected everything. So I called you because I want a painkiller because I had a fall at Ranchi. So please prescribe a painkiller. So here Chunilal, the old friend, Chunilal played a game on Bepin Babu. Bepin Babu didn't go to Ranchi anytime, didn't go to Ranchi. But Chunilal asked him to get him a job. But Bepin Babu he changed a lot. He didn't try to help his old friend who was in a bad condition. So that Chunilal, what he did, he made up a story. He made up characters and everything. He made this story that Bepin Babu went to Ranchi, but really Bepin Babu didn't go to Ranchi. The thing what happened there is everything a game played by Chunilal only to understand him, to make him understand how it goes on. So that's all the story. I hope you understood the story. So you have to read the story complete story again. After that, whatever the doubt you have, you can ask me. So we are winding up our class here now. Thank you. See you again. Bye.